Well, more great news for Victoria this week with the further easing of restrictions, and as I'm recording this today, we've now had 38 days of donuts in terms of new infections, which is absolutely fantastic news. Lots of easing of restrictions, both personally and for industries, and for real estate we've had some further easing as well. What it means is that from now we can go ahead with open for inspections again, so we can now have people turning up to an open. You don't have to make an appointment now, and that's a great improvement for our buyers out there who previously had to make an appointment to come along and see a property. You can now just turn up at the advertised time, subject to density requirements, so we can have one person per 2 square metres inside and outside on the property. That's provided the agent is recording it electronically, recording the details when you arrive, or if they're recording it manually, it then goes out to one person per 4 square metres. But again, both of those are a big improvement, and that means that we should be able to accommodate the needs of all of our buyers and sellers quite comfortably going forward. For auctions, we can also have the same number there for auctions, and in practical terms that means that everyone will be able to turn up for an auction unless we have a massive number where we get over 100 people attending, but that doesn't happen too often. So great news for real estate, great for our buyers, great for our sellers, and we can now get on with the business of getting homes shown and sold right up until Christmas. Well, across the Barry Plant Group, we've seen about a 26% lift in the total number of listings over the last few weeks compared to back in September, and that's great, but it's still not enough to meet the really strong demand that we're seeing, and that's what's driving the strong prices at the moment. There are a few facts that really underline the results that we're seeing. The first one is that compared to November last year, we sold about 6% more properties across the Barry Plant Group than we did this time last year, so that means really strong demand. As a result of that, we also saw about a 2% lift in prices compared to November last year. Now again, that's not a huge number, but it does show how strong the market is. And the last few weeks we've seen a 70 to 80% clearance rate, and in excess of 80% at times, both in the Barry Plant Group and right across the industry. And that means a red hot market. So I think that's going to continue right through until Christmas, and I think it'll come back really quickly once we come back from the New Year's festivities. With around 224 sales reported this week across the Barry Plant Group, there were a lot of great results, including 16 Panamuna Avenue in Taylors Lakes, where after 60 inspections and an acceptable offer being received at $830,000 prior to auction, the decision was made to commence the auction with the property on the market at $830,000, and with 11 registered bidders and 7 actually bidding, the property sold 65 bids later for $1,500,000. Much to the delight of our happy vendors. It was a similar story in Coburg North, where a stylishly renovated mid-century home with rare bushland views attracted 86 inspections, and with 5 bidders competing, the price was pushed well above expectations of around $800,000 to a final result of $950,000. And finally, the regional areas are also performing well, with a Rosebud property in close proximity to the beach attracting 51 inspections and a result of $601,000, which was well above expectations. Whilst near Bendigo, this beautiful family home on 2.5 acres with French provincial styling attracted very strong interest and sold for $826,000, which was some $37,000 above the asking price. So as you can see, we are seeing a lot of really strong results right across the Barry Plant network, and we think that'll continue through until Christmas, and in fact our last auction is scheduled for December the 23rd. We're also seeing a lot of inquiry from potential sellers who are thinking about going to market early in the new year, so if you're contemplating that, I encourage you to contact your local Barry Plant office for a free, no obligation appraisal.